Yeah, Vidal, MTL, take your positions. Cooley will count down. Give us the countdown, Cooley.
All right, so I've just let these guys know just in case they have to battle orders or anything. I told them in game to let me know, say R for when they're ready. And when everybody is ready, I'm going to say go. And when I say go, the match starts. So it looks like everybody is ready. We're going to get round one underway of these team duels. So it looks like MTL and Vidal over here are really, you can see MTL pulling off some sync. They're going up against a cold tile sork, so he is using that cold damage, and that's coming from JDS. Oh my gosh, look at this. Leon Worst slain by MTL. What is MTL doing? He's going off here. He's sinking on the map. He's really trying to catch his opponents off guard here. He's trying to escape, get away from that blizzard. See, when you're constricted to set items like this,
Yep.
your resistances aren't what you want them to be against the cold sorceress. Right. And this is again why we had no cap. It's really hard. You can see just from maybe 1 or 2 hits, MTL is almost dead. Like he is very low on life.
And he's trying to sink here.
He's really trying to hold on.
Ooh, Vidal is low.
And they're trying to essentially cut JDS off. What they want to do is JDS is incentivized to sort of keep the distance, right? Because you have MTL charging in. He's going to try to get some big hits in on you. And you've got an opposing sorceress that can hit you at range too. Right. So what JDS is going to try to do is get these guys to run in to his blizzard, but he just can't quite do it. He gets caught by Vidal on some sorceress v sorceress action. Very nicely done.
Oof. GG. What do you mean we can't see? This is this is how we have to watch it. We're the observational camera. It's very difficult. They move very fast and they're all over the spot. So I mean that's just kind of how it's gonna be. But yeah, I mean that was just tough. That was just tough right there for JDS. Leon Worst just dropped so fast.
Oh man, yeah, that was some big hits early. Why don't we do this to try to make it a little easier to follow though? Why don't we say the latter part of the Moor over here is cut off?
Okay.
So I'm just going to communicate that to these guys in game, and that way, we don't have to chase them all around the Moor, and it kind of stays right in to at least the first section. It's still pretty big, but at least it keeps it in one manageable arena.
Right. That's true. This is where D2R, if we could zoom out.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Just for like a spectator camera or something. Oh, that'd be so nice. One day. One day. All right.
Yeah, that's gonna be something that's gonna be really good. Other people have brought up some ideas in the community as well about potentially having like spectator mode in something that you could do. I think that would be interesting.
So good.
It would be amazing for duels because if you are spectating these duels, especially in these very large arenas, it's difficult to follow people around. You know what I mean? And especially when you got characters like tile sorceresses with very high, faster cast rate that are trying to escape attacks and trying to lead people into their own traps that they're setting. Essentially, they're incentivized to teleport fast and teleport far. So sometimes it can be hard to catch up. I always try to stick with, you can also, if you want to catch a character, just tele-stomp them right on top of them, and it will bring you to their actual location. So like when MTL starts sinking, we can teleport, just right-click teleport right on top of them, and we'll stay right up with him. So it looks like round 2
Leon
is underway.
Again.
Down again.
Leon.
Oh, man. JDS is in trouble, and he's finished off by that FOH from MTL very, very quickly there. Wow, holy. So
Wow.
it looks like so far what we're observing here is MTL has really knocked down a lot of opponents
Wow.
with this Griswold Paladin here. I'm very curious to see what he
I
did.
told you, Griswold Foden that has been a build for so long. If you stuff perfect facets all in the Griswold set, because you got all the sockets for it, you can get massive amounts of damage. It's so good. And then he's got that
Yeah.
lower resist wand on swap as well to just like really be nasty.
Oh my god, that is insane. What a phenomenal use of teamwork right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the conviction aura for FOH, you have the jewels like you were talking about, and your teammate has the lower res. Like, gosh, that's insane. This is why there's no caps on resistances in these games, because you can really get beat up in teams.
That does make sense. Well, MTL and Vidal will be moving forward.
Will they? I think that's round 2, right? So we got,
that's round 2.
One
Sorry.
more round.
Sorry.
FT3.
One more. Yeah. All right. One more
these
round.
guys are ready. Let's
Excuse
do it.
me.
Round 3.
We have the comeback potential here. They are going to need to do something,
team.
though. They're going to
This is an insane team.
Yeah. Oh, wow. The Sorceress is the one that has the off here. And Leon trying to stay alive, but down he goes again. JDS.
Oh, my gosh. See, what...
Man.
See, they had a very interesting strategy there too. Oh, and there it is.
Yep.
Now it is official.
Now it's official.
It's gonna be Punch and Joby moving on to the next round. That is insane. So you see what their strategy was there.
Yep.
This was a mirror match. You have a Grizz Pally, Grizz FOH Pally versus another Grizz FOH Pally and a Sorceress versus the opposing Sorceress. So this is really all about your strategy and how you've set your characters up here. No pun intended, right? You've got to set them up so that they complement each other. And with this lower res wand that Vidal has put on his character, or Punch, that really complements not only
Vidal
the FOH, but his own skills.
So Vidal would teleport
really
forward and cast lower res, and then the Paladin would come in and just get nasty. Yeah, here we go. Here's the Yep,
that is insane. So, and additionally there, you might have noticed about their strategy is that Punch and Joby focused on the FOH Pally first.
Look at that amulet.
Oh, wow.
That's stupid. Stupid Telly amulet right there.
And that's what we said, right? Those are going to be the things that are that's going to push you over the top, is having little things like that, those teleport amulets.
Right.
The sneaky skills
Yep.
that you can pull off. That's really cool.
Nasty. That amulet is insane. Yeah.
Casual set duels.
Casual set duels. I mean, he's using the entire set of Griswold.
Yeah, that is just nuts, man. Just nuts. Very well built. I mean, that's that's kind of like what we were talking about before the duels had started up. I think it's going to come down to those other items. Do you have and that amulet, of course it had teleport, but if you would slap that onto a traditional high level PvP character, it probably wouldn't be good for much. There's probably better options. Right. It had +2 to combat skills and 16 FCR, but as far as that and the teleport charges, that was about it. Yep. Most of those amulets in higher level, more advanced PvP, where people have had time to acquire items, you're probably going to be looking for resists or stats or life or something like that. But this was just to get that teleport, just to be a little more sneaky, with something like that.
Nasty.
Yeah, insane.
YP Topaz in the shield to stack versus lightning damage.
Oh, yeah, that's a very good point on that. And I was honestly curious when you were talking about the 5/5 facets. I had put together a Griswold Paladin, just dueling and messing around with these guys, and I did exactly what you were talking about. I put the 5/5 facets in there.
Yeah.
And I had noticed that your resistances are so terrible
Oh, yeah.
with with a Griswold paladin like that.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if anybody would do that, where they would at least have one item that allows them, they put other things into
Right.
that allow them to boost up resistances, maybe faster hit recovery or something along those lines.
Yep.
And it looks like Joby did. He was ready for that. So
Oh, yeah.
very nicely done.
All right. So let's move forward. Start bracket. Joby. And
all right. It looks like Duke just messaged me, and potentially the game is G-full. And if you guys have ever messed with that before, or ever run into that situation,
okay.
That is annoying.
Want to make just one?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. G-full, so annoying. Make sure to unparty before you leave game.
Yep, that's a good piece of advice right there. Good piece of advice. I'll make the next game.
Okay.
All right, should be the same pass.
Cool.
All right, let's clear it. Do you have any items on that character, Llama?
Yeah, I got a little bit. I mean, yeah, my damage will be... it's not great. It's enough to clear the blood more. Maybe.
You say that until you run into a cold immune zombie or something. I'm gonna run into fire immunes.
All right.
Oh, you're fire. You're fire too.
Here, I'll use some frozen orbs.
All right. Let's see.
You can kill everything, and I'll kill these guys.
Yeah, you get the fire immunes. Let's do this.
She's a blend, yeah.
Now, here's a question. I'm curious to see if anyone out there, who duels, I'm curious to know. We have found on stream some pretty insane items in the Moor while clearing it for duels. I mean, insane items. What is the most GG item you've ever found in the Moor? That is my question. In the Bloodmoor, just going out.
Nothing.
In hell.
I don't find anything in the Bloodmoor. I mean, I'm trying to think through all the speed runs, everything I've done. I go through all the time. I found a Jadra and reset. In the Moor?
Yeah, Ohm rune. I think you can find Ohm in the Moor. I have found a low rune in the Moor while clearing it for dueling.
Nice.
That is my biggest one ever. Found a low rune. I almost didn't believe it. Joby, prankster. This guy is hilarious. He actually dropped a Zod rune in the Moor while people were clearing it, just to prank people and be like, "What the hell?" Anybody who's played, D2 and knows about the drop rates, a Zod rune can't drop in the Moor. So you can only imagine the confusion on people's faces when they're clearing the Moor and they see a Zod rune drop.
That's
they're like,
insane.
Is this game bugged? What's going on? What is
insane.
going on? Yep. So that was hilarious.
All right.
Good group of fellas.
Are we? Do we have the group in? Let's see. Okay. Hostile and party and unhostile, me and God. So we will have NYC Maxim and PvP East versus Doombringer and Duke.
Looks like we might still be waiting on Doom. Let me message him.
Okay.
On Discord here.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Doom getting last minute item swaps. Tell him to get his rear end in here. Don't you be metagaming. What are you doing?
Wow.
What do you think you're doing? Nah, he's probably just he honestly just got back from work, so he's probably trying to throw his character together. Oh shit! Yeah, we got that set duels here today. I gotta
oh crap! I gotta get
put this together.
Yeah, comes in with a normal character and just goes, "Oh dang it, that's right, it sets." Well,
yeah,
we've got Source Assassin here, so a slight change.
Yeah, this was something I was kind of always wondering about as well. Is like, how good is a Nat Sin
Right.
in set duels.
Right.
I think you have a lot of options with one, to tell you the truth. I mean, as you know, the skill Mind Blast is busted.
Right.
I mean,
Oh, insanely.
it's busted. If you've ever been dueling in the Moor and you've been going against a Sin and they catch you, if especially a Tile Sork, where you don't have a lot of faster hit recovery at your
Yep.
disposal, and
Yep.
you get caught in, a Mind Blast lock, that can be devastating, especially if you have another teammate going in for the kill and really punishing you for being stunned like that.
Right.
I think that could be, something really is some really interesting spice here to this team.
Yeah, I'm very curious just to see here, like, if, like, I mean exactly what you said. I'm just super curious to see, will they be getting the lock, and obviously I think we have another paladin. Yep. So we have another paladin there. Will they be able to lock the paladin up? Or something like that. That could be huge. Get the sorcerers to dive on top and blast them out. I mean,
exactly.
Can, but it's difficult, Jacob.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It looks like they're going to be going up against another Griswold, Pally, and Sork combo here. So Tile Sork and Griswold, Pally. Looks like a lot of people had faith in that team.
I mean,
it does make a lot of sense.
It makes sense. I felt like that was the team that would be obvious. I would have liked to have seen a Druid, personally. I think you could still have a fun, solid stomping Wind Druid with some Telly Ami, but I can understand that's kind of maybe a little riskier.
I think the team support skill there, that dynamic is sort of lacking for an Alders Druid, let's say. Even if you have that teleport Ami,
right?
You're almost relying on your teammate to either stun them or slow them down or something, because you're probably not going to be teleporting all around the map.
Nope.
Which is typically what Druids like to do in high level dueling.
Yeah.
They like to CT cast, they like to recast their pets, and they have to teleport away for that.
Right.
And so not only does that make them sort of vulnerable, but the only boost I think that they have to their teammate is that Oak Sage. So when that Oak Sage goes down, or when they have to recast their pets, they're kind of out of the duel temporarily. You know what I mean? And you're with absolutely no teammate support.
Yep.
So that's kind of what makes it difficult, I think, for an Alders Druid. But then again, I have seen some insane assassin druid combos.
That's what I was hoping for. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, so you have the druid there. You need the assassin partner, and now assassin can lock. And if a druid gets on top of you or a barb gets on top of you, goodbye.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Like that's the end of it. So if, that's kind of what I was hoping, is that we'd see an assassin comboed with a druid or barb.
Yeah.
But Amazons either. Interesting.
Actually. I know it. And technically, with the rules, you could use faith.
You could have a faith, but
they're still just underpowered. It's just not being able to block.
Yeah, I think the Amazon is one that I didn't expect.
It's even with the potential to really use the rules to your advantage there's just not enough.
No,
there's not enough defense there, I don't think. You know what I mean? Like even if you do say, okay, I'm gonna use faith, well, then you're not gonna block anything, because you have to have Mav's bow on the swap.
Priest was gonna come on his on. Interesting.
Oh, sweet.
That would have been fun to watch.
I mean, it would be very interesting. And Priest also is an insane Zon player. This guy, I'm not sure if you've seen like any of the tournaments out there. This guy is just legendary. If there ever was a way to make a Zon work in team set dueling, that guy would be the dude. He knows his stuff, man. It's funny because when I duel against him on stream, it's almost discouraging. I lose to him with just about every build that I have. Oh yeah, this should be really good against Amazons. I've got myself a smiter, and before you know it, you're just dead. Yeah. And it's like, well, I got to reconsider all of what I thought about this game and dueling now. It's he's just on that next level, man. So no, I really hope we do get to to see something like that.
Yeah.
So it looks like these guys are gearing up. We are just waiting on Doom to add in those final stat points here and get his items on. Looks like his items are on. He's got that beautiful Tal Sork glow.
Ah, love
So
to see it. Here, you should swap your glow off. That might help a little bit.
Oh yeah,
just
we can do that.
Just so people don't get you confused.
Yep. Let's see. Could do something like this.
That works. Anything.
Or yeah, actually, I could just teleport around with my CTA out. That'd be fine. Yeah, and also Woken Seed brought up a good point too. He says poison Necros for the win. I am surprised that we didn't see a Trang set Necros that inherently have, because if you want to talk about synergy with a Tal Sork or a FOH and Grizz Paladin, can you imagine? Yeah, the lower res poison Nova Necro. It's like it would make it so hard to stack those two resistances. You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to stack poison and cold or fire,
cold,
or,
fire,
lightning,
light, whatever. Yeah.
It's, so you can't really overcommit to one or the other. It just really forces your opponents to say, all right, this is our game plan. You got to figure out a strategy.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to have the telly, besides maybe a little bit from amulets, but.
Yep.
But you're just going to have so much damage. Just so much damage.
And Trang Necros actually run very fast. You can get them to run extremely fast.
Really?
So yeah, even in in a format where teleport isn't readily available to everybody, if you can run extremely fast and just kind of escape your opponents that way, make them chase you and meet them with a poison nova, and make them pay for coming after you, it seems like a really good strategy.
Yeah. Dang, Lilith is moving. Look at that run speed.
Ooh, man.
Some faster run going there. All right. Ready.
All right. Looks like we're just waiting on Lilith here for the Reds. It looks like they started up.
All right. They decided ready, let's go.
They decided. It's like holding back bulls. They just want to charge.
All right, we got Whirlwind. Whirlwind Sin over here. Paladin going down low for Rook.
Wow. Zaychek, aka Max, he is also, this guy has been credited on so many forums as being the grandfather, basically, of the creator of the modern day kicker. And look at that, he finishes Duke with a kick.
Wow.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was from Magitech, but it looked like he finished it with a kick.
It looked like he did. He had the kick going on there. Oh my gosh.
That was insane. But yeah, this guy is so good with with an assassin in general. He really just has a great understanding of all the skills involved with an assassin, and he can really put him to work in duels. And just hit you with stuff that you really didn't expect. I mean, he has a nasty high-level kicker that most people don't think kickers are even viable in PvP. And this guy really pulls it off, man. Mixes it up. This is the type of guy that's using a Widowmaker typically on his assassin, just because it's different and people aren't ready for it. And your attack speed is insane with burst of speed.
Love it.
And it looks like these guys are teleporting all around the map. They are trying to catch each other. Another thing that an assassin has at their disposal, they don't have teleport, but they do have that dragon flight, right? Like they do have that teleport kick. That's if you're within range, if they're on your screen, you can actually teleport right to them. It really plays well with the Chaos Rune word.
Oh yeah,
where they can whirlwind. Exactly. So I think this is this is very, very interesting here. Very good team, and it looks like they take out Duke and Doom for round 1. That is amazing.
Woo!
I mean, after what we just saw, some top players using
the Paladin Sorceress combo.
Oh, vicious combo, but these guys managed to take it down with Sork and Assassin. What an amazing combination of duelers here.
Wow. I mean, I'm happy to see the Source Assassin combo, even if it's just one. I'm happy to see the just one there.
Yeah, I was really curious to see how how he would make, or how anybody would make a Natsun. What do you use for skills? Do you use lightning traps, fire traps? Like, what is the predominant form of offense? And
Right.
it looks like, he's really just playing support, doing that mind blast, cutting people open with open wounds from chaos. I wouldn't be surprised if he put an rune in his Nat's claw. It's one of those things. Or even, based on the rules, if he just swapped out and did, Fury and Chaos on the swap, it's completely allowed too. And that just, you're not doing a lot of damage, but you're cutting him open.
Right.
And over time, that's really going to pay dividends in these long, grindy duels.
Yep. Go take your Tao's armor off, so that it's a little more naked.
Yeah. You're lucky. I got myself an Enigma right here. It's like, oh, I hope I have some viable armor.
Nat set bonus 30 DR 50 res. Ugh, so gross.
Oh my god, that's so good. That's so good.
So good. Okay. On go. Ready.
All right, and here we go.
Let's see it.
Round 2. Now, Doom and Duke have had some time to sort of figure out what their opponents are going to do. And the question is, how are they going to adapt to it? Oh, wow, big hits there.
Duke got some nice hits, yeah.
Amazing. I really like that. Mind Blast looks like he is using those lightning traps, the lightning sentry traps, to do that offensive damage. Those are also really good too because they stun. So if you catch your opponent, it's an additional way on top of Mind Blast to stun them. Magitech all over Duke here, but Duke getting some good hits in with FOH.
Yeah, Duke's got a lot of damage off so far.
And the thing about Duke too is he is a desync king. I mean, a lot of people, you'll hear them talk about desync like it's some easy thing to do, and that it's just a cheese thing to do. To really do it effectively, especially in PvP, it takes a lot of skill.
Yeah.
Like, I just watched Duke go all the way across the map like that, you know what I mean? And just surprise, like, he's right there. That's a difficult thing to do to that level.
Right. Magitech does get the kill, though. And now Duke's going to have to make something happen.
Duke's still got a pretty healthy life total by the looks.
Yep. But he is getting chased around. And, of course, we have the Mind Blast as well.
Oh, that is really going to be difficult to get out of. Well, you see, the thing is, Paladins can also charge, and Duke can do a lot of upcharging here. And that's a PvP tip and trick we've talked about on my channel before, where you can actually, if Magitech keeps tele-stomping him like this, and if Max keeps doing the same thing, if they keep that chain lock on him, he can actually catch them with some pretty vicious charges doing that little trick. It's just one way to just go at a certain angle. You're going to want to charge up. And if you do it at a certain angle, looks like he's pulling it off right now.
Right when they stomp on top of you, you just smash into them.
Exactly. Like, they get stuck on you and end up eating so much damage from charge.
Yeah. He got a couple hits.
Yeah, it looked like they
Magitech.
backed off it a little bit.
Yeah. But Duke has dropped really low right now on life.
Trying to survive. Yeah, this is an uphill battle for Duke, I think.
Yep. This is going to be extremely difficult. Getting locked over and over again. That is the most annoying thing ever when an assassin catches you. And
damn.
Down he goes.
Insane. I must say I'm very impressed. Natsun and Sork doing some work here. And if anybody knows Lilith BL, aka Doombringer, he is also a very talented sorceress player. He is, top of the line with Cold Sorks, I think. He knows every little detail about him. And this guy, to be struggling against this team, that actually says something about their team setup.
Yeah.
This isn't just, this ain't just any sork going at it here. This is someone very, very skilled.
Yeah. Party. Whew. Nasty.
Yeah, so what he was doing there, he just mentioned that he was rejoining for Venom. And the reason he does that is because when you cast Venom, even if you recast it, it doesn't reset the timer on it. So it's just some sort of weird bug in the game where if you really want the timer to be fresh with Venom, you have to cast it when it's not active.
Right. So you either let it fade or you rejoin the game.
Exactly. He's single-handedly the guy that showed me that. I was like, why do you keep leaving and rejoining these games? What is going on?
Yeah.
And then that's how I learned about this little Venom bug, dude. It's just insane. All the little bugs in this
so
game.
Many tiny bugs years. All over the place.
They're just what made. I find them very endearing.
Okay. Go! Let's get it.
All right. Now, Duke's starting to do that desyncing very early. I think he's trying to surprise Zaciek, a.k.a. Max.
Yep.
He's really trying to catch him off guard. He wants to get some damage in there before he gets caught in these traps.
And Zaciek has taken a lot of damage already.
That was the game plan, I think. I think they're really devising. They're saying, we need to get this Sin out of here. It's really, he is the key to this, I think.
Yep.
Having that Mind Blast, having those traps everywhere, it's so discouraging. They could chase down a Sorceress.
Oh, yeah.
But, when you have that added support from the Sin, that is where it gets really rough.
Yep, and I think you're exactly right. Zaciek he's really been the master behind all of this, right? Him being allowed to just continuously stun has just been absolutely wrecking this other team.
Absolutely, and not to take anything away from Magitek, also a very skilled sorceress.
Yeah.
He has a great game plan as well, because now you can see this. This is always how you can tell, someone who is an experienced team dueler is they adapt their strategy based on what's going on mid-duel.
Right.
And what Magitek is doing now is he's actually trying to protect Max.
Yep.
He's trying to stay around him, but down he goes. They couldn't protect Max. Max falls. And now it's up to Magitek. Can he get there? He's going up against a fellow skilled sorceress along with Duke and that conviction aura. This could get pretty bad very quickly, but Duke is very low on life.
And Lilith has one sliver as well. So literally, Magitek could get a double kill here in the tiniest amount of time. I mean, this is extremely tight.
Lilith all it takes is just a well-placed Blizzard.
Yep. That's all it takes. Lilith's main goal here, I would say, is just get as much damage off before dying, because any touch will send them away. Duke trying to get some damage in. Lilith drops. Duke versus Magitek right here, but there's no stunning to be done. There's no stunning. Can Magitek pull it off? Duke is so low. Magitek getting the hits in. Too. Oh, goes into the frozen orbs.
Wow, he's doing that to cover a lot more area. He knows Duke is low in life, and he's hoping that frozen orb will just cover a lot of the map. So it doesn't matter where Duke is if he's desynced. That frozen orb covers so much of the map.
Yep.
If any of those shards hit Duke, he'll immediately get resynced, and probably at that life total get PK'd.
Yeah.
It's a very good strategy.
Oh, God, this is so close. Can Duke pull it off? He is very close. He's getting the hits in that he needs. He's dodging like he needs as well. Magitek coming in from the side, gets hit with another FOH. There goes one more. Magitek, very tanky with that 85% ES.
My gosh. He's getting lower. Duke is working him down.
Oh! Are you kidding?
What an amazing fight. Wow.
Wow.
That was nuts.
Wow.
Well played on behalf of all players there. I think with that duel right there, it would have been so easy to see either one of those teams in the finals. That was some like
Easily.
amazing teamwork.
If they pull that off, the next fight, like now they know how to fight this team, right? Now they know how to go after the assassin, get the assassin out. Duke was playing very low life and was able to take down a majority of Magitech. Like, oh, they knew that was going to be close right there.
It was good. That was really good.
Wow.
Absolutely well done.
Yes.
Absolutely well done.
We will. Okay, Magitech.
Yeah, let's check out some gear from the winners here and just see, what they were rocking.
Yeah. Magitech is showing gear to Lilith right now, it looks like.
Oh, yep. Yeah, if there was anyone to question gear to really make sure things are lining up good, it would definitely be Doom. He's a stickler for that stuff. Gotta love him for that.
So we got the Tals, we got the Mages, SOJs, mana potions. I knew they run fast. And a gemmed Monarch, 160 light res and 160 cold res. Wow.
Yeah, that. Wow, man, that is some spice. That is some spice. I think he does a great job there. You notice those are ethereal too.
Yeah.
So he's noticing, hey, look, I only need these for this tournament right here. And it's giving him that 10 less strength requirement. That's a really tightly built character.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lower strength required. Why not?
Yeah, gives him 20 extra life, and that's before battle orders. That's well done. And those boots for replenish life and a little bit of life bonus there. That's just insane.
Yeah. 6 ES Orb and Cube. Gotcha.
Gee. Yeah, so probably what I'm guessing he did is he took that ES to the max with 85%. I didn't see anything too suspect with the way that he was taking damage there.
No, I mean, he almost died there at the end. Like, yeah, he's just got 160. Yeah. It just looked like he had 160 resistance shield on. That's what it looked like.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can really tell if people have, above that 85% ES, yeah. Like as they start approaching the 90% plus, they really just take no damage.
Yeah.
And it looked like, I gotta commend him from that. Magitech, what an amazing build. He really knew what he would be weak against. He gave up Spirit for that. You know what I mean? He could have increased his faster hit recovery, could have increased his cast rate, but he gave up those luxuries, of a common rune word that's very good in high level PvP for, the resistance, just for that survivability. Very well done.
Oh yeah, we can take a look at the Nats as well.
Yeah, I would love to see this. Oh my gosh.
All right, let's see it. What are these jewels?
Okay, so it looks like we got some IAS jewels in there.
Okay, so we got IAS, but only 2 IAS jewels.
Yep. It looks like he has 2 of those jewels are 15% IAS and 30 light res.
And then the last one's 30 light res and 15 requirement? Is that it?
It very well could be. I'm thinking it's max damage, possibly
7 max.
Lightning resist. Yep, and maybe level the requirements. Yep, less requirements, I think. So it's 7 max damage, 30 light res, and 15 negative requirements. Maybe something to defense as well.
Interesting. Nice res stacks here. Ooh, the Umrune for the open wounds.
I knew it. Yeah. I told you I wouldn't be surprised if you did that.
Yeah, I like that. Got the Chaos, obviously. Insane. The Trangs, yep.
Yep, very well done.
What else you got to show? All right, he'll go do that. Okay, and we have that. So that was Team Doombringer and Duke, right?
That was Zach and Max and PvP East that won there.
Oh, sorry, Max. Yes. Sorry.
Yep, Max and PvP East won. Doombringer and Duke.
Oh my God.
They were taken out. Wow. So this is gonna mean
depending whatever he needs to fight. Love it.
Yeah, I mean this is gonna be the finals right here, right? Because we have these two teams left. We don't have any others in the queue, so it's down to these guys. They're gonna have to do it again. We're gonna have to see if Max and PvP East can take down another very skilled team of a Griswold Paladin and a Tile Sorceress, and see how that goes down.
And then the greater talons of Anthrax. Yep, that makes sense. Very nice. All right, man, what an exciting... I love that combination. That's just such a cool combination. But like I said before, I also really loved the fact that that the other team, that Doombringer and Duke, actually started to find a way to break it down. Like, I feel like if we kept running those duels, they'd start taking games off of them, and we just get like, oh man.
Yeah, that is. I think that's a good point. I mean,
yeah.
You could see in that last duel, they really had their strategy down. They're like, we have to focus on the Sin.
Yep.
We have to take the Sin out. And you know, I think it was a good strategy. Magitech, though, also a very formidable sorceress on his own.
Yeah,
and you know, was able to
great.
carry it through there. So, you know, I think you're right. I think if they would have gone longer, I think we would have seen that, you know, that team dynamic really come into play and really, you know, pay some dividends over time.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, so what do we want to do a FT5 for this final matchup right here?
Do you want to do FT5? FT4? What do you want?
What do you guys think? We got to see these absolute savages go at it. You know, I think I am all for an FT5. Final matchup will be FT5. This is going to be sweet. Because, I mean, for the reasons that we were just talking about, too, they could very quickly learn, okay, this is our strategy. This is what we have to do.
Yep.
And we could see some, you know, some mid-duel strategy switches.
Yeah.
But I will say this, not only do we have the, you know, the skilled team of Max and PvP East, but I got to point this out. Joby and Punch are both previous winners of, each of them won a season of the Diablo Fighting Championship, the DFC. So those guys are also very skilled. This is going to be nuts. We've got two champions on one team here. And we've got a very skilled, very well thought out, and amazingly skilled players on this team as well. Curious to see how this is going to go.
All right. It is go time.
Let's go.
Go.
Oh, man.
Here we go. MTL going after Magic. Gets him locked a little bit. Magitech does make his way out right there.
Putting that teleport Amy to use early is MTL.
Yep. And right there, you can see that lack of spirit for the FCR, or the FHR right there, makes it a little bit difficult, right? Yeah, you're going to get nice res out of it, but you might get locked up a little bit more. Zach, very low. Magitech doing a little bit of defense right now. Videl also extremely low. This is a great fight that we're seeing. Zach takes another couple of hits. Going in on top of MTL. MTL is just still insanely high life. Absolutely ridiculous.
I gotta say, I'm impressed at how much Zach, aka NYC Maxim, is surviving here.
Seriously.
Like, I mean, it's such a low life total.
He is finally drops.
Down.
Finally drops. Can Videl... No, Magitech takes out Videl.
It's 1v1, MTL versus Magitech.
Now, what are their life totals at? MTL's at about half. Magitech at about a fifth or a sixth. So MTL does have the damage advantage here, but can Magitech get the damage off? getting locked up. Does manage to get out, but jumps back in. Was that an upcharge to kill?
GG, what a fight, man. I think you made a great point there about, we were just talking about this, that, using those shields is really good.
Yeah.
It's extremely good for boosting up your res, so you're not as weak to that FOH. But man, you could see him almost, he got what they called puddled there. That's a PvP term for when you're next to a puddle and your opponent is smiting you.
Yeah.
And you don't have that window to escape or to weapon swap when you get knocked back from the smite, because you're getting knocked back into a puddle and you're unable to move. So your opponent is still right there and they keep stunning you, they keep smiting you. He was able to get out of that surprisingly,
Somehow.
but
I have
that
no
could have
clue
been
how.
a death sentence.
God. MTL is insane, dude. That's just like, what the heck?
He is a legend, man. Both of these guys. I mean, Punch on his team as well, the most recent winner of season 2 of the DFC. This guy was impressive too. Took the whole thing down with a barbarian. I mean, that is just nuts.
All legends here. Agreed.
It's true. These guys are all legends. Duke, Lilith as well. Like, these guys are legendary figures in PvP. Like, I have nothing but the utmost respect for these guys. This in-game chat. This is a good group of fellas right here.
Yeah, MTL's a paladin. All right. Ready. All right. Let's
do it.
See it. Round 2.
MTL going in for some big sync early.
Magitech getting very aggressive right now. Diving way in. Zach kind of hanging out in the back. And, it's probably a really good thing if Zach doesn't take a ton of damage early on. Videl gets blasted down.
Ooh.
Zach taking a little more damage from MTL at the moment. Needs to be careful. If they can take Videl out soon, though, that would be absolutely huge. As Videl is on very low life, and if they can 2v1 MTL, we might have a little bit more luck there.
Wow, this is some high-level dueling right here. I mean, MTL just did a chain lock out of FOH with a set paladin. This is insane. This is just insane, the skill level on these guys.
Absolutely ridiculous. Videl somehow is still alive. Zach continues to lose a little bit of life here and there. But you know what? They've said, screw it. We're just going to go dive on MTL, both of us, try and lock, try and do some damage, and they've knocked him down to about half here.
They've done a great job at it. And, the good thing about, Zaczek or, Zach or Maxim here is he's got that dual claw setup.
Yep.
And if you've ever gone up against an assassin that has dual claws, they can literally block any attack in the game with claw block.
It's so
ridiculous. It could be a blizzard. It could be a hammer. Things that you can't typically block. Dual claw blocking, you can block all of that stuff.
Right.
So they are extremely tanky, and that's how he's kind of able to get out of these weird situations, where you might have an FOH coming down on him. He doesn't take any damage.
Right.
It's because of that claw block. Because somehow claw block is greater than a fist coming down from heaven.
Hey, man, I got 2 claws. I got 2 claws, though, so.
Bro, chill. 2 claws here.
It's all good. MTL gonna run away a little bit right there. Magitech low, Zaczek low. Finally, they get Videl. They do have both of them. They are low, but they can start going after MTL here and try and get them locked.
Wow. This is where this teamwork's going to come into play.
Yep.
MTL's going to have to do a lot of charging to escape these locks.
Oh, yeah.
He can't get caught not moving too much.
Nope. The second you get caught not moving, you just get dived on.
Yeah, it's going to be this. Wow. He's going to need to pull off some insane desync, I think, and just get some heavy FOH hits in. I think he's going to have to stick and move, just in and out, take a shot at either player at this point.
And he's getting
Just
the hits, but they get the lock, and he does escape it, but not after taking a little bit of damage.
It's a good choice on an angle there for a lock on Magitech too. He chose to lock Joby as he was charging downward. That will prevent an upcharge. So if he does
Interesting.
telestomp him at that angle, he will not catch all of that charge damage. It's a very good choice.
That's smart.
It's the little decisions like that.
And here's MTL trying to just sneak in, throw down a couple more Fist of Heavens, gets a couple more hits off, but he is getting low. This is not impossible, though. All three players are extremely low life. MTL getting very weak, but still alive.
Wow, yeah, he is taking some damage.
And he is like one hit away, and down
Oh,
he
there
goes. 1-1. 1-1.
Wow, what a match. What a match for the finals.
I mean, amazing that he stayed alive for that long, but it really does go to show the power, once again, of having both players versus not. Vidal dropped so early in that first, like, in the first 5 seconds, dropped down to, like, a fifth of his life. And
that's insane.
And that just threw the rest of the duel, like, into such a difficult position. Because Vidal was having to stay really far away. And then MTL, they were just kind of going twos on him the rest of the time. And it just makes it so hard.
Yeah, it definitely changes your game plan. You know, it's as the great Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a game plan until they get punched in the face, right? And then suddenly it's different. Suddenly you have to play differently. You have to play more defensive. You have to defend yourself rather than, you know, take such an aggressive offensive stance right out the gate.
Yeah.
I think that was Mike Tyson. If
yeah. Everybody's got a game plan until they get punched in the mouth or something like that. Yeah.
Something.
We should probably just kill the assassin every time at the end.
I think that's the key. I really do think that's the key.
That'll be much easier.
I mean, just not having to deal with mind blasts and like, you know, what I find most frustrating about dueling against these dual Colossans is just never knowing what attack is going to get blocked.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you could have, you know, a very good position for hammers and you're like, oh, wow, I just launched a couple of really good hammers, but then they get blocked. And it's like, ah, man, you know what I mean? You work so hard to get that position and you work so hard to close that distance, all for it to not matter. It's very, very discouraging sometimes.
Yep. Back when I did a little bit of dueling, yes, I completely agree. All right, let game number 3 start. We are 1-1 right now. First to 5 is what that means. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely seeing the strategies here. I would say knocking out the assassin first or knocking out Vidal first. That seems to be the strategy for each team, in my opinion, from what we've seen.
Yeah, the teleport and the range that Vidal brings to the matchup is very important. Yep. MTL kind of has to get in. He does have that teleport amulet, but he still has to get in close, you know, at least a screen away for these FOHs to take effect.
Right.
He does have smite that he can use, but again, you have to get in very, very close.
Yep.
I think the key for...
Down. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Man. No, that's fine. I think the key for MTL and Vidal here is they really need to move as a unit.
Right.
You know, and that's what you see Magitech and Zajac doing. They're moving as a unit. They're rarely seen further than a couple screens away from each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? If even that far. They're usually, you know, they're protecting each other and being offensive at the same time. Ooh. And down goes Magitech. Now it is Zajac versus MTL and Vidal. And he is just whirlwinding it out. He's trying to get these hits in to make MTL and Vidal bleed out over time. He's going to try to survive.
And Vidal is very low. I mean, if Zajac can knock out Vidal here, maybe can have some sort of fight against MTL in some sort of way. But this is going to be tough. MTL, over half of his life still there. And down goes Zajac.
Down goes round 3.
Round 3.
That is insane. So it's 2-1 in favor of the DFC champs versus the in-game legends, Max and PvP East. God, this is insane. I don't think we could have asked for a better finals for team set dueling.
Nope.
Like, I think we've answered at least one question so far today, Llama, and that is Talsork OP.
Talsork, I mean,
Talsork
yeah.
OP.
We knew that was true.
It's crazy to see that, like, you know, all teams, regardless of the spice that they add to them, do have that Talsork.
And I you know, like I say, I wish we could have seen the assassin comboed with something other than the Sork. But we are seeing that the assassin and Sork is still a good combination, clearly, right here. It's not like a bad choice, you know.
No, I don't think so at all. And you know, it speaks to the malleability of a sorceress, a Tal sorceress in particular. I think Magitech is built to be more survivable rather than, you know, he's meant to be able to tank a lot of hits and survive a long duel. Yep. That the assassin Zajac is trying to turn this into.
Right. Exactly.
Whoops.
Yeah, I agree. I expected Trangs as well to be somewhere in here when you were talking about it. I was like, you know what? Yeah, poison Trangs, like with the lower res. But MTL locks Magitech, and we really right now are just seeing the pain of no Spirit Shield. Because remember, Spirit gives 55 faster hit recovery. 55%. With the 5% charm, you hit the 60 breakpoint already. I mean, it's absolutely insane the amount that you get from it. So you can pick up a little bit here and there from other sources, and maybe you wear Trex or something, who knows, but overall, you lose a lot not having that Spirit.
Yeah, there's no more efficient source of FHR in the game.
Yep.
You know, it does a lot of things that you like, right? I mean, you got FCR, FHR, +2 to skills, a huge boost to life and mana. Right. It's just such a good item, man. And, you know, another thing, too, is a lot of the characters' FHR breakpoints, you know, the breakpoint that you're aiming for is usually about 86%.
Yep.
So when you can get, you know, far more than half of that
just from
by one item alone,
it's insane.
Yeah. Magitech goes down to Videl.
That's not going to be great there. And Zach goes down as well. And wow. I mean, once again, it's just that who gets caught early. That's really been the name of it right here. Every time that a team is lost, it's because the sorceress gets caught early. Whether they get locked up by the assassin or locked up by the paladin, as soon as one of them do, they're down to a third of their health instantly, and then the whole game changes. They're just like too weak. It's really hard to engage.
Absolutely.
And man, that's just tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's the good thing about, you know, the assassin, the Nat's Sin, is that it's a really good support character, but as soon as your teammate goes down, it is an uphill battle for sure.
Yep. Are we ready? 3-1. All right. Good enough for me. Let's go. MTL and Videl over here. Looks like both players kind of keeping their distance a little bit. Who's going to dive in? They're being very cautious right now. You can definitely tell. Neither player wants to dive in and get caught. So the sorcerers
they're being very cautious.
Yeah, this is a slightly different style duel. I felt like in the other two, they jumped on top of each other immediately. But now they're kind of all keeping their distance a little bit.
I think they have respect for the punching power of each other at this point. Like, you know, they know that everybody involved in this duel is extremely skilled, and they don't want to overextend themselves, especially early on. You know, see what you can do. See if you can, you know, make your opponent run into a blizzard or catch them in your traps. You see Zajac trying to do that, set these traps up and lure people into them.
Yeah, and MTL actually taking some damage early right there, which is a very different story from how we've normally seen it. It seems like they're kind of teaming up on him a little bit almost, and not even going after Videl as much. He's desyncing around. Zaysh still decent on life. Gotta check where Magitech is at. Magitech actually really low. I think he got chained a little bit.
Oof.
Vidal tries to sneak around, drop some damage in.
Yep, they're trying to hit from 2 different angles here, and you still see that, you know, Magitech and Zajac just really
sticking together.
It's like the family dynamic in this.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're just sticking together.
Ooh, and there we
and
go.
Not letting anybody in.
Vidal gets knocked down.
This is insane.
Now they get the double again. 2v1 against MTL. MTL definitely taking some damage, but getting locked up, trying to desync out of it. Does get away.
This is going to be tough because, you know, Max or Zajac here is very keen on, you know, on desync. He knows even if MTL is desynced, he knows what angle he's coming at.
Right.
So what he can do is cut him off with traps.
Yep.
So he can lay those traps and meet MTL where he's going to be. He knows where he's headed.
And like you say, when he takes that damage, he's going to get resynced right there, and then you get that vision, right? So
exactly.
MTL down low. Magitech still hanging on to his life. Needs to be careful though. If he dives in too much, I mean that could be the big swing. The second that he dives in, if there's like an upcharge that takes him out, that would be a big turn in this. So he has to be very cautious. Zajac has a little bit more tankability. He can kind of get on top, whirlwind around a little bit, do a little more stuff. MTL taking some damage.
At about a little less than half life here. Oh, and he gets some nice hits in against Magitech.
Does get a couple of hits right there.
Yeah, you see what he did. That's a very intelligent move as well. So you notice that he kind of had him in a smite lock there.
Yep.
Like, you know, he kept knocking him back. He probably could have got a couple more hits in, but at a huge risk.
Right.
Because he had Zajac coming up from behind. You know, he realized what was going on. So he just took the damage and moved on. But now he's caught in a vicious circle of whirlwind and blizzard, and he took some damage.
And that probably is the end of it. And yep, there's the final touch. He just got caught in a vicious cycle of traps, whirlwinds, mind blast, and blizzards.
That is exactly the situation you do not want to find yourself in if it is 1v2.
Insane. Insane. What a fight. 3-2.
Wow.
What a final.
This is nuts.
Yes, these are set duels, everybody. Players must have the entire set on their character equipped. You can weapon swap if you would like, but must have the whole set there. So it is crazy. And honestly, I mean, it's one of those things where is it ever really worth it to swap off and like run a not full set for a lot of the things? Because the set bonus of everything gives so much, you know.
It really does.
Like you're losing plus 3 to skills, right? Isn't it 3 to all skills on each of the sets? I'd have to like
on a lot of them, yeah. Tile set, I think Grizz set does that. Nat set, you know, there's a +3 skill bonus there. Yeah, so every set in this duel, as soon as you switch off of it.
Yeah, I mean, you get like 50 all res, 30 DR. I mean, just crazy things.
Yeah, insane. Looks like both these guys are ready. We're going to say go for the 6th round here.
Let's go. 3-2. This is a fight that we are seeing right here. Can they pick it off again? I mean, once again, last time they actually started getting damage on MTL first, then they shifted over, knocked out Vidal, and then were able to take MTL again. But I mean, Magic was really close to dying early on and managed to stay alive for a long time. So, you know, these sorceresses are insanely important. And Vidal takes 2 big shots and is close to death again. Ooh.
Wow.
Spicy. Very spicy.
Still at a very healthy life total.
So is Magitech. This is not looking great for that team. Not looking great for Team 1 over there. as they're probably just
Yeah,
gonna,
it really looks like Max and PvP East have figured out their strategy.
Yep.
And you notice one piece of that strategy has not changed, and that is stick together.
Yep.
You know, you are stronger as a unit with this team. Having that Mind Blast, having the traps, it makes it so that it's extremely hard for MTL to do any chain locking, to get a nice, good smite on Magitech, which is what he wants to do. But it's hard to do that if this sorceress is surrounded by traps with an assassin backing him up.
Constantly spamming Mind Blast. Like,
exactly.
How do you get away from that, you know? What
How
do you do?
Get in on that?
How do you get in on
tough.
that? And now, now they're just going to start going after MTL, and then when Videl shows his face, boom, dead. Just like that. And now it's 2v1 again.
Absolutely. So this is going to be MTL. Can he pull this off? He's still got a very healthy life total, but so do his opponents, each of them. Magitech's still at full health.
Wow.
Yeah, this is gonna be an uphill battle right here. And you see MTL making them chase him. I think that's the way to go. That's the way to, you're not gonna break the team up, but you're gonna make it so they can't trap you.
Right.
And as soon as one of them gets ahead of themselves, that's when you kind of opportunistically take your shot. That's what he's doing here.
Oh yeah. Just forcing them to come after him.
He's taking a lot of damage though. Even that strategy, you're gonna take a little bit.
Zacic just took a lot. Zacic just lost like a third of his life right there. He got some great hits in, and he's getting more great hits in. There is no way. Zacek's about to die. There is no way. Don't you dare tell me.
Oh my God.
That MTL pulls this off. Don't you
I would be very impressed.
Dare tell me that.
I mean, just look at the odds stacked against him, though. I got to say this, before anybody gets their hopes up, but if it does happen, look at the odds stacked against him. Magitech's still just at such a healthy life total. And Zacek goes down, slain by MTL. Now it's 1v1. Can they pull it off?
No
Can
way.
MTL pull the comeback of the century?
I mean, he does have that big advantage in that. Oh my God, he knocks Magitech down so much. They're equal life.
God.
Are you kidding? The lack of hit recovery for Magitech really showing up here.
A big part. That's going to be a big part of this right here. Is just giving up that spirit. He can no longer get, so easily get out of those smite chains.
Yep. And this was the biggest advantage that they had against MTL too. This is the biggest life total change and difference between them that they had. Huge. Are you kidding? 1v2 against an assassin. That's just not even supposed to be possible. You're supposed to just GG out and resign at that point.
Oh my gosh, I would have. I'd have been like, yep, town, you win.
Town.
But you see what MTL's doing is he's giving up some of his damage here. He's taken off that conviction aura, all to use the salvation aura to give himself a lot more resist. And that's going to, really nerf Magitech's damage quite a bit here. You see that when MTL gets hit now, he's probably getting hit for about 5 to 10% of his life.
Right.
And being so low, those extra couple of hits that's going to afford him are going to be important here. And he's switching back to conviction, looking for that big hit.
Yeah, he's bouncing back and forth between it. I mean, it's very smart. Swapping all the auras right there. You can see he's got 4 auras that he swaps between. So he's going to be, he's running through fanaticism, conviction, salvation, and vigor, depending on his needs.
Nuts.
So that's crazy.
I think that setup right there with salvation really punishes Magitech for being that, for that survivability.
Right.
Because you do give up a little bit of the damage.
Yep.
In putting so many points into, say, telekinesis. To be able to tank more, you do give up that damage. You do sacrifice the opportunity to put points into cold mastery, which would really put MTL down here, I think. It would really pay some dividends. And, he's sacrificing that for the survivability. So now he's forced into this position here where he's going to have to catch MTL. He's going to have to, just trap him with a blizzard.
Right.
You can see him CT casting. See how far away he's casting those blizzards. He's doing that through CT casting.
Yep. And Magitech slowly dropping on life. MTL, I feel like, has the slight advantage right now. Crazy as it is to say.
It's so hard to tell.
But it's so hard to tell.
Hard to tell.
I mean, it could honestly go either way. Magitech trying to just not get caught, but he's, oh my god, he might be one hit away. He might be one hit away. Is MTL gonna pull off this comeback?
Oh my gosh.
He's trying to just land some Ice Blast on him. You can see MTL getting a little more eager. He's got the taste of blood. Almost.
Well, he doesn't want to leave Magitech. He doesn't want to leave Magitech alone for too long because he does have that replenish life. And when he replenishes his life and he's got that mana shield, he can really tank a lot of hits.
Yeah.
And you can see Magitech dropping blizzards, trying to get MTL to run into him. Looks like Magitech teleported around the map to try to get an angle on MTL.
You want to cut off the bottom?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Time to cut it. All
Very
right.
well done.
Sometimes you just know when it's time. Oh my god! How is he not dead?
I'm telling you, man, it's that mana shield. Oh, there it is! Comeback of the century from MTL. Wow.
A full life assassin and basically and sorceress versus like a half-life MTL. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Wow.
Are you kidding me?
What a comeback. And I think that situation right there, I wouldn't be surprised now if we see, if we see Max and PvP East go after MTL first and try to, really get him out. Because when it comes down to him versus the other, man, it's so one-sided. He can really pull off some crazy stuff.
Wow. That was insane.
Yeah, and I mean it's a good point. Like when you have the resistances stacked up like that too, it's one of those things. It's hard to balance in team duels because if you cap those resistances, it could just be one shot after you get lower resisted. You know what I mean? Like lower resist and then one shot, and it's like so it really encourages the team dynamic it encourages your opponent to stay or your teammate to stay in the game with you, so that you have that backup, so that you have that. You don't lose that source, especially against someone like MTL that poses a different style of threat there.
Very true point. All right, here we go. Match point. Will they be able to take it here, or can Maximum PvP pull off another upset? Get another win here. Bring it back 4-3. They've kept it very close. That last one, oh man, I thought we were going 3-3 so much.
Yeah, that was nuts.
MTL does take a little bit of damage first. Videl as well.
Oof.
So they're getting a little bit of damage in here. Looks like they're playing very aggressive. Magitech still doing good. Zacheck dropping to about half life though.
MTL at about 65% life already.
Yeah, they are just going hard onto MTL, really trying to get that damage in. And hoping to just kind of catch Videl in the way.
Yeah, and this is what we were saying. We might see a switch of game plan here to really, make MTL pay early.
Yep.
Really bring that life total down. But Zacheck, man, he's taking some damage.
Yeah, he is. And he really needs to be careful because, as we've seen, he is the key to all of this. Whenever that assassin drops, it's pretty much over. I mean, that's...
Very, very good team support.
It is very difficult. I think Magitech took a couple shots there as well. Videl extremely low though again. About at 2/5 health maybe. Zajac at half. MTL at about 2/3, probably something around there. Magitech at about 2/3 as well. And here they're gonna see which way they're gonna go around. They backed off a tiny bit. Now they're diving in. MTL going on top of Magitech. Will he get the crushing blows in? He will not. Gets pushed
MTL
back.
takes some serious damage.
Took a lot of damage on that dive. A lot of damage. Gonna back off for a second.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure it has a great point too. That you can really see the dichotomy of the two sorceress builds here. Videl is a Vita build, really focusing on that damage over anything else.
Yep.
Versus Magitech, who is more focused on survivability.
Oh, definitely focused.
Both really have their merits.
MTL taking a lot of damage right now. Videl as well. They both are sitting pretty low. I mean, all players, honestly, are pretty equal in their life totals. I think each one has, like, the exact same life. MTL takes some more, gets a couple more hits on Zajac, though. Magitech dropping lower. This battle's insane. They are all following each other perfectly in their life totals. Magitech goes down!
Oh.
Videl gets the hit! Will this be it? 2v1! To finish off. And down goes Zajac.
And good duels. That was insane.
Wow.
And it looks like the DFC champs take it down. Joby and Punch for the win. And I think they've proven a solid point here today that the Grizz Pally, FOH
so
Grizz
good.
Pally, and the cold Tile Sorceress is an insane combo. I would have thought for sure we'd see Fire Sorceress, but no, cold. Cold is the way to go.
Nasty.
That's nuts. Wow.
The nasty
very well done.
4-burr Caduceus swap.
Wow.
Popping
For that
back.
crushing blow.
Yeah.
What a good call.
Oh my god, look at those boots.
Oh yeah, good old Soul Spurs, baby.
Soul
Some
Spurs.
pre-patch boots.
Pre-patch, 47 light res. Ah, good old Soul Spurs.
Gee.
Those are nasty, man.
God, look at those gloves too. Jeez.
Oh yeah, I mean, just gross. Just gross things.
That is amazing. I really love the bear runes and the weapon there for the crushing
that was
blow.
an interesting switch for the ES source to just say, you know what, foe against you is just a long drain.
Yeah.
Foe is just a long drain on a sorceress with 160, light res shield and all this stuff. So what do? You put 4 burrs in it and you just go smack them a few times.
Dude, we were talking about this. We were saying that, like, the 5/5 facets in a faux Grizz Paladin are good. They're really good for damage, but there's something missing when you overcommit to the damage like that. And MTL, he saw that too. And he said, hey, look, I want to be able to smite. I want to have a secondary offense in case people overstack that light res. And he had that had to be close to 100% crushing blow there. Between the gloves, he at least had 90.
He had 90%. Yeah, 90%.
God, man, that's really good. So you're taking 10% of their life just about every time you hit them. On top of the smite damage. God, that was a good call. I really like that.
Yeah, and Joby.
Very, very well done.
All right, we'll put Joby and the Punch over into the finals. I know the.
Did you get a chance to check out Videl's gear?
Let me see. No, I need to see Videl's gear. Let's see it. So we're rocking, yep, the cold facets. The Trang gloves. Got a Wisp.
Yeah, this is straight
and
damage.
Raven, yeah. Got some death tramples, very nice. Oh, those are so sexy.
Damn.
Jesus.
Wow, good boots.
25s, 45 lifers. And then the lower res wand. Yep.
Beautiful. Yeah, that is a
Beautiful.
straight damage build right there.
Oh, yeah.
That is straight damage.
God, those
Very
boots
well
are
designed.
disgusting. Absolutely
Wow,
disgusting.
man.
And then a Gurkies. What are you doing with this? For the
Now,
damage reduce?
yeah, so that is for if you really do need to
Oh,
pump
and
up
the
that
replenish.
survivability.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, replenish life. If you need to bump up that survivability, he did have access to ES.
Yep.
But yeah, he says for rep mostly on swap. Yeah,
Yep.
I think that's a fine thing. You know, if you even have 1 point into ES,
Right.
having some sort of replenish life can really pay some dividends over time in those long grindy duels.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this was a high damage character right here that had the long game in mind as well. That's very well designed.
Yeah.
Good team.
GG. GG.
Wow.
What a team. What a winning team right there.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing. So, there it is. There's our champions. It's a 2-person champion, so just pretend like that's in the champion box. What a fight.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, just the strategy. I have to say, I really commend that. Max and PvP East's team. I really think that was great with the assassin. I think that has so much potential.
Yep.
I wonder how different it would be. If like what you were talking about, if there was some other combo with that mind blast. You know what I mean?
Because
Although the sorceress is good,
I think it would have been better. I honestly do.
Yeah.
I think looking at that, the sorceress didn't bring in enough damage. Like the sorceress felt like the weaker part of that team. The assassin was the really the crushing part of it, being able to mind blast and all of that. And obviously, I'm not saying the sorceress like didn't play well or anything. I'm just saying, it's a very tanky sorceress that could go around and lay some damage down and do some stuff. But if you instead throw a barb, throw a druid, throw a Trang Necro, throw one of those on there, you can either have a crazy big stomper that can jump on top when they get locked up, which we saw a few times, but the sorcerers can't take advantage of that locking near as much, right?
Yeah.
So you either get someone to jump in and lock up hard, or you get that Trang Necro to play along with the traps a lot more.
Absolutely. And I think Max is bringing up some great points in the chat too, is that I think these characters really, what he's saying here is that they were designed for each other. You know what I mean? They were designed to complement each other very well. And I think we saw that.
Yeah.
Just amazing teamwork from those guys. I mean, you got to think the round before that, they took down a very similar team, and it's just, it all comes down to the little things as we saw, and that was just very well done. Very nice.
Yeah. Man, that was crazy. Yeah, and I mean, they had the big turnaround was that one game, that one fight where MTL pulled out the 2v1 because Max ran out of bow and got hit right in that crucial moment and lost like half of his life, at least.
Yeah, I mean, that was big.
I'm not blaming you, Maxim, but that was just that was a crucial moment because that swung it. That would have been 3-3. And we would have been right back. Instead, it was 4-2 and match point, and it's hard to. That's a tough turnaround right there. So,
some added pressure there. I think that if we were talking about lesser duelers, I'd say that would add some unneeded pressure. But I think these guys are no stranger. Neither one of these guys that dueled tonight are a stranger to that high level pressure in duels, and just always coming out of it and never letting it affect their game plan and their level of play. So big ups, big shout out to everybody who dueled tonight. This was a crazy good way to watch some PvP right here.
Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely loved it.
Yep. We will I wish more people entered. I mean, I think people walking in and seeing Soul Spurs are like, yeah, I'm good actually.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some other really rare items you could combine with it, but
for sure.
In that sense, like, it's, and I've always said this, the talent and the skill from the effectiveness of a dueler doesn't always come from their items.
Oh no, you could clearly see
at the end of the day, Soul
skill.
Spurs, they give a nice boost to strength and dex, and they do
res
give,
and
an
FRW.
unfindable boost to light res
Yep.
now. You can't get over 40 on boots now,
Nope.
but those alone won't do it. You still need, you still need a good teammate. You need to work well with them. You need to have the ability to capitalize on moments when they present themselves,
Right.
and the ability to recognize when those moments are,
Yep.
and what to do in these critical, crucial, tough situations where it might be 2v1.
Right.
And I think that's where really good players are made right there. That's where the experience comes in.